guys, it's Kong Boy. Welcome back. Today we're discussing what are NFTs and why you should care. Last video was my top 10 NFTs of 2022 and I received a lot of great feedback on that. Thank you guys, and I'm going to work to make every video a bit better. In a time like now, it's pretty easy to dunk on and dismiss NFTs, especially with a lot of the headlines and videos coming out on the subject. I'm not denying it's a bubble that's pretty much popped, but I'm here to argue that it's here to stay. There are real reasons these crypto-based digital collectibles are here to stay. And the last year has pretty much been the pre-metaverse wave because there really weren't any fully developed games that drew mass excitement. It was also a period of experimentation where we got to see what works, what makes sense, and what doesn't. Companies and projects are going to have to innovate and build if they want to survive to live to the next wave. To sum it up, the bubble is pretty much popped. We've come to the end of this pre-metaverse wave, and we're entering the phase where projects are going to have to either innovate or die. All right, now what are NFTs? NFTs are basically images on the blockchain with a unique ID attached. The main differences between NFTs and JPEGs, though most NFTs are just JPEGs, is the medium in which they are recorded, the blockchain. Now, none of this would have any value if people didn't care about the tech or this alternative medium for recording data, and the same applies to Bitcoin, that's been around for over a decade. Obviously, not everything needs to be made into an NFT, and the market has been long oversaturated, but there certainly are cases where it makes a lot of sense. Yes, the images of the NFTs can be copy and pasted, but the blockchain does its job in verifying the legitimacy through timestamps and public addresses that are kept in the blockchain. Now, websites like marketplaces where NFTs are traded, they can verify authenticity of collections by giving them a blue check mark. All right, so to summarize, NFTs are really only as valuable as the technology that backs them. The market is super saturated and copies can be made, but the blockchain still does its job. Also, human verification makes things much easier for beginners. NFTs are essentially images with data attached. Their properties include the owner, utility, traits in a game. It can represent some access to a group or event, or maybe it's nothing more than just art. This can also represent off-chain physical items, such as sports tickets, identification, maybe a home or a car, land, various other things, but there's a lot of potential for this technology. NFTs could potentially eliminate forged government documents like identification, or be one-time use tickets for things like sports events or airlines. They're held in crypto-native wallets, just like crypto tokens, and this allows for universal integration into any compatible program while maintaining ownership. NFT functionality is limited only to what can be expressed with code. This code is called a smart contract, and it lives on the blockchain. Smart contracts perform functions based on what is laid out in the code, and an easy example of this is royalty fees that creators can set for their artwork as it trades on the secondary market, such as OpenSea. These functions are written and set by humans, and once they're set, they execute automatically based on the conditions that they're given. And it can be checked or audited by experts to make sure it does what it's supposed to. I like to use the example written in stone, but the stones can be replaced, and it's going to work exactly how it's supposed to every time and any time. As we can see, humans are still involved in various processes and decisions, so it's not entirely trustless, but it is really close to it. The success of most NFT projects involving a community comes down to a social contract between the team members and their community. An example of breaking this contract would be diluting the supply with what was supposed to be a limited supply collection, and this would be a short-term win for the team, a loss for the community, and inevitably devastating for the team's reputation. This is what's known in the space as a rug pull. Whether it's soft or a hard rug, it's when the team does not fulfill their promises that they made to the community in their roadmap. There are trade-offs that can be made to eliminate such a need for trust, and that would be renouncing ownership over the contract, but this really works best for tokens or NFTs that have limited utility and functionality, more of a kind of set and done function. This simply won't work for most NFT and crypto projects, since there is future development that's expected to be done, and so transparency of identity and a history of fulfilling promises is what allows people to gain trust and ultimately invest in their product. All right, so to summarize, social contracts are very important for community-based NFTs to succeed, and rug pulls are pretty common in the space. Not all failed projects are rug pulls, but there are two kinds of rug pulls. hard and soft. Hard rugs are usually when the team dips immediately after mint, and soft rugs typically milk as much value as they can from investors over a longer period of time. NFTs are held in a wallet, which users have complete control and responsibility over, just like with normal crypto assets. Except they're illiquid since they're unique and have to wait for a buyer in order to get it sold. However, liquidity solutions have been made and are still being worked on to make some of the high-demand blue-chip NFTs a bit more liquid, except it's never going to be as good as just waiting for it to sell on the secondary market. Crypto and NFT-based games have a lot of potential, but a long way to go before people aren't strictly playing it for the returns. Some projects set out from the start to build a game. Some started off as profile picture projects and then began making promises of making a game. Others are just being the avatars for the users of the metaverse. Many blockchain games utilize Chainlink's VRF, verifiable randomness function, and I'll make an entire video dedicated to this alone. The open source nature of smart contracts and the endless possibilities of integrations allow for on-chain games that require RNG, random number generators, to be provably fair, transparent, and guaranteed. But simply put, Chainlink is a decentralized Oracle network, and Oracle means data feed. Now that you guys understand the principles of NFTs, I'm going to get into some examples of how different NFTs are used. The most common type of NFTs are avatars, which are often used as profile pictures. Now, various types include 2D pixels, high-res images, or 3D characters with files, and some a combination of both. Most avatar collections have a supply of 10,000, and each avatar is unique because they have preset traits that are randomly assigned when minted. These traits vary in rarity and typically determine the NFT's value. Another type of NFT people are really excited about are music NFTs. One example of this is Snoop Dogg releasing an album through his production Death Row Records, and he's also hosted concerts in the metaverse and Sandbox. Creators can more easily and fairly monetize their content without as much friction from intermediaries. Domain names are another type of NFT. ENS, Ethereum Name Service, is a decentralized naming protocol where domain names can host uncensorable websites and point to crypto wallets for easier transfers. No more long addresses. Another great use of NFTs are on what are called POAPs, Proof of Attendance Protocol. This helps keep track of attendance at events, badges of recognition, contributions, and so on. They're also soul-bound, which means they cannot be transferred from the crypto wallet that they're given to, and this is another really cool feature that smart contracts can provide. Another use of NFTs are in games, such as the land in those games. Sandbox is an example of a blockchain-based game that uses crypto and NFTs in almost all aspects, from the avatar you play as, to the weapons you equip, and things you interact with, the land you play on. All our NFTs are crypto in some way or another. Personal 3D rooms or spaces are another example. OnCyber has immersive spaces where people can decorate the rooms with their NFTs, 2D or 3D. They have free rooms that anyone can use and make their own, and they've also issued rooms that projects have airdropped to their holders. It will take time for more use cases to come out that give the average person enough reason to use and care about NFTs. While we wait for that, the vast majority of NFT and crypto projects will fade and will leave a successful fraction remaining. Even further into the future, I expect most people will be using this technology without even knowing. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and let me know how I can improve in the comment section below. Thank you guys, catch you later.